Good evening, all. I'm Ashma Sheikh here to introduce Java to you all. Uh, and for that case, we are going to understand about Java. Apart from that, we are going to first understand about the programming languages. So, why programming languages and why we need a programming languages? Okay, fine. Because of that, first, as a developer, so as who are all here, we are becoming a developer in future. So first we need to understand why I have to be as a developer and why I need to developing a program, for what purpose, what are the benefits I'm getting over here. So to know that, first we need to understand why programming languages and what is that also. Basically, programming languages is like the procedures or the steps we are following in the everyday routine lives. The same case we are actually converting into the coding format, like language formats. Okay, like to communicate with others, how we are using a languages. The same case for communicating with the uh, computer, so we are using some languages to give the commands to the system. Okay, so whatever steps it have to be followed and what are the concepts it have to be do. Okay, so depends upon the requirement of the user, so we are going to manipulate in the coding. Okay, so take an example like we can say like ATM process or your online transactions. So whatever cases it's like, so everything is considered in the case of uh, step by step we are following. If you want to go to the ATM, so first we have to enter our card and insert our card and enter a PIN number. Then we have to click withdraw or deposit, whatever concept, and we are going to the part of another cases. Okay, and it depends upon the requirement. Okay, and after that online transaction, again you can say like first we have to put the details of our card and we can again the PIN number and all the other tasks, and after that we redirect to the backing website and we are doing that. So this is what the case following in every cases. Everyone is used with that nowadays because we are in a very advanced nowadays. So everyone is able to use a computer, even simple mobile. Through mobile also anyone can do the online transaction. So to do that basically, so as a developer, the way we are thinking about what I was going to do and the normal person is doing very different. Okay, as a programming and as a developer, if you are going to do the programming, you have to think in the view of client also as a server also. But as a user only think about the client side, he only need that whether the application or any task which they are performing in a mobile or in a very desktop application to be flexible or not. But as a developer, you are not supposed to say this is right, this is wrong. Like every time we are not supposed to say this is working, this is not working. You have to think in that whatever it is not working, you have to overcome the problem of that. That means you have to think in the side of a client as well as a server. Okay, and after that, let us understand about what is a programming languages. It's nothing but the step by step procedures we are having to implement a programming. And after that, okay, so we have to know about why this Java is introduced, and before Java what are the concepts. Before Java we have a C++ and C also. Okay, and C++ is the very first programming languages, object oriented programming languages. And C is a very procedural or a structural language we can say. And your Java is again a object oriented programming languages. So we are mainly here to focusing on a Java. But why I am introducing the programming languages definition and Java definition and C++ definition, because the people who are somewhere you are choosing which where to go and which to go, why it is needed, which is better than this type of questions also you can face it in the interview. So better to understand clearly what is that and why I need that. Okay, so first let us discuss some part of object oriented and C++. Okay, C++ is also a object oriented and Java is also a object oriented. But in which case we can say Java is object oriented, in which case we say C++ is object oriented. Okay, and I can say C++ is a pure object oriented language, whereas Java is not a pure object oriented language. Okay, and if you have C++ is standalone methods, and the in Java the methods are not a part of a class basically. Okay, that means in C++, it's object oriented because you can say to be oriented with something, so I have to must to follow that rules which it is following. As a Java, the same thing is Java is also following the rules of object, but still some things are not followed by Java. So that's why we are not supposed to say Java is a pure object oriented. Okay, and that part we will discuss later, why it is not a pure object oriented. That part we will see. So let us first mark what are the parts it is not, why the Java is not a pure object oriented. Let us first point it down. What are the concepts we are going to discuss here? What is object oriented? And the next part is what is Java? Okay, and the same thing in the case we will discuss about why Java. And the third point we will see about we can say the features of Java. Okay, and after that we will see like how we can define a Java, right? So what are the editions of Java? Yes, of course it is also included, editions of Java. So it actually matters to understand which edition I have to use to implement a program. Okay, and these are the parts we will cover first, and rest of the part we will see. Okay, and first let us understand what is object oriented. Object oriented means, okay, the concepts, the programming language which I was using, language is completely object oriented. Have you read that your programming language is object oriented? In the case of in the case of some modules, you can say number one, we have the case of number one is it supposed to treat everything as an object. That means I can say object, that means treat everything as object, treat everything as object. And of course it also contains a class, contains class. Okay, and third we can say it's like it supports feature of oops, it's a encapsulation. And we can say that inheritance. And the very after that, the long time that after a long time that one concept is introduced, that is nothing but the polymorphism. Of course nowadays we are including abstraction is also a concept of oops. Okay, so let us consider that also, so without any confusion in the further chapter. So we, this all the part must be followed as a programming language to be a object oriented. Okay, so now see what is Java, and is Java is a pure object oriented or not. Okay, let us discuss that. Does or is Java a pure object oriented? Java a pure, I put it in a short form O here. Is Java a pure object oriented or not? Okay, so let us discuss about this. Okay, so as I mentioned here, to be a object oriented, your whatever programming language must treat all the other internal parts as a object, and it also contain class, and it also follows this four features of object oriented. Okay, so this is what, which is nothing but the object oriented programming language concept, this sixth thing to be treated. Okay, and of course the seventh one, okay, also there, it also support a multi-threading, it also support multi-threading. So this all the parts we will discuss one by one in the further chapters. So let us move to the very basic, like once you clear with that concept of why I need here and why I need a language, the very again I am repeating this, programming language is used to make a real world application step by step and informing or giving the commands to the system, okay, to do this task. Okay, like the same example I'm repeating here, that ATM online transaction or any other you're taking a tickets online. okay, and somewhere you can say smart cards they are issuing. This is all the procedures from A to Z, okay, to implementing this part. That part we are maintaining in the form of system. That is nothing but the programming languages. Okay, to do that we need a knowledge of any one of the programming languages. So here we are focusing on Java. Okay, so of course I can do it with .NET also, I can do it with PHP also, but why I need Java? So for that first we need to understand what is Java. Okay, so Java, again as I mentioned, Java is a pure, not a pure object oriented, but it's a object oriented, right? Java is a object oriented language. Apart from that, I can say Java is a programming language. Java is a programming language, and Java is actually a application pro environment. I can say Java is a application environment, and Java is providing a development environment, or you can say Java is a development environment. Okay, and after that we will say it's a integration library. Okay, Java is an integration library. Okay, and what else we can say here about Java? Of course, a programming language, application deployment, and development, and integration library. Okay, these are the parts we can discuss. Java, not only you are supposed to say Java is an object oriented programming language. Okay, it's a, of course it's an object oriented programming language. You can consider the Java's application environment, development environment, and you can say that the one part I missed over here, and here that is nothing but the deployment environment. Okay, and this is nothing but the deployment environment. So let us discuss one by one what is this. Okay, so what is object oriented? As I mentioned, the program, because it follows rules of object oriented. Okay, and it's a programming language. How we can say programming language? To become a programming language, it first requires two concepts. One is a compiler and interpreter. So your Java has both the things. Why it has compiler, why it has interpreter, both, and why, what about this, we will see that. And first let us know about the highlight of the two. It is a programming language. To be a programming language, your language must contain a compiler as also a interpreter. Now coming to the part of application environment, you can say in the short form is like API. API is nothing but application programming interface, and it's actually give the core functionality. It provides a core functionality of programming language. I'm writing in the short form like PL here, programming language. Okay, and also it contains a collection of classes. Okay, so that means somewhere someone is asking about Java API. Okay, so you are supposed to say yes, of course it contains a core functionality of Java language, and it having a huge collection of classes. Okay, directly you can say directly used by the application, directly used in an application. Okay, directly and in application. Fine. So next we will moving to the next part, why it is become a development environment. How you can define as a development environment. How I explain Java. Okay, because it need a uh, development tool. Okay, it need a Java development tool is needed that provide the programmer to compile. Okay, so it's a need, or it provide tool for programmer needed for why programmer needed, because it needed for need provide tool needed for what are the concepts I can say here is compiling, I want to running the program, and I want to monitoring the program, and I want to debug the program, debugging. Okay, and fine. So these are why it becomes a development environment. Okay, as a development environment, how I can explain Java? Okay, see here we are seeing looking after like Java is object oriented. How you say Java is object oriented? And if you are saying Java is programming language, how you say Java is a programming language? The same case we are looking after why it's become API, why it's become a development environment, how you say that. And next part we will see moving to the deployment environment. Deployment is nothing but you can say like it provides some mechanism like it provide a mechanism such as Java, sorry, it's Java web start and Java plugin. You can say it provide Java web start and Java plugin. So this web start and plugin is for used to deploy my deploying application for end user, deploying application for or to you can say end users. Fine. So it's a development environment and that's a deployment environment. What it is, we saw that. And next part we'll move to it's a integration library. I can say Java is a integration library. Why it's becoming integration library? Because to be a library, it's supposed to provide some library classes or library something like Java provide n numbers of libraries. Like we can make it in one form like it's like it provides JDBC API, it provides JDBC API and it's provide a JNDI. So the full form of JNDI, please note it down like it's Java naming and directory interface. Java naming and I'm repeating it's Java naming and directory interface and I'm going here for a JMS, it's Java messaging services. Okay, I'm repeating it Java messaging services and we can say RMI. What do you mean by RMI? It's a remote method invocation. What is that? It's remote method invocation. And of course, because of this integration library, what are the benefit I'm getting here? So I am able to communicate with database. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll write it over here. In the beginning, who is helping me to communicate with the database? It's actually communicating between database and JNDI is doing what? Basically, it is providing directory naming and interface of the directories. Provide interface of directories. And JMS is nothing but the messaging service. Messaging service again, as you are aware that in using Java, I can create like chatting application and everything. Okay, I'm providing simple example here like chat applications I can do. And of course, chat application is also needed a remote also that remote concept also it is providing. That means, or you can say remote or distributed distributed objects if I want to do. So if I want to do any type of nowadays you can see the simple example I say for whatever application I want to create I need what a database and to do that or use with any database I need some heterogeneous type of concept like for the heterogeneous we need a JNDI and for a messaging or remote or distributed application we need a JMS or RMI. Okay, so what is Java? Okay, so you have the meaning of Java is a pure object oriented. It's not pure object oriented. It's object oriented. It's programming language. It's application environment, a development environment, and you can say deployment, and it is a integration libraries. Okay, so here just do one change. It's not an integration library. It's actually integration libraries. Okay, so that's it. So this is how you can declare about what Java. Now coming, I put this question over here at the end after this because to avoid a confusions. Why Java? Okay, it's a subcategory of this question. Why Java? Okay, I'm writing 2.1. Okay, because to identify 2.1, why Java? Okay, so why Java? Now, like other programming languages, that means we can somewhere we are comparing with other programming languages. .NET is also a good and PHP is also a easy thing. And why I need to go for a Java? If you are using Java, okay, so first concept to understand this, why Java? So first we need to understand the features of Java. Okay, So for some of the part I will explain here why Java, because Java is provide support uh, multi-threading, provide supporting to multi-threading, okay, and it support what you can say like it support a garbage collector, okay, and after that we can say it's like providing it's architectural neutral, that means neutral architecture it is providing, okay, neutral architecture. And the other part is it's a platform independent, okay, because of it platform independent, that is a more important concept why we need a Java. So like uh, Java, the vendor of Java. So, what is Java Visa and why Java in this case? Well, let us discuss something about the history of Java also over here. Like history of Java is like Java is before it's introduced by Sun Microsystem, and after that it's James Gosling is actually in the actually doing this and Sun Microsystem, and after that there are five more peoples, okay, including James Gosling. They are actually introduced Java. Okay, before they named this at Oak, and after May 20 somewhere, like they are renamed as Java. Okay, that is Java, simply it is introduced, and after that, so we they are introduced with some internal names like hard Java. What is mean by hard Java? Because it is providing a web browser, so for that purpose they are telling that it's a hard Java. And after that JDK is introduced, and after that three editions is introduced over here, that is basically J2SC. Okay, I'll put it in the short form, okay, caps J2SC and Java 2 E, okay, and J2 ME. These all the concepts we have it in the Java. Okay, so why I introduced this, because as a platform independent, they made Java to be a platform independent. Okay, because compared to other programming languages, Java can run on multiple platform. Okay, so in the bracket we write down over here it's run on, or you can write once, run anywhere. Okay, so WORA is nothing but that. Okay, in the short form it's write once, run anywhere. Okay, so this is what we have over here. Okay, so what are the concepts we saw? What is object oriented and what is Java and why Java? Okay, and now to do the features of Java and the additions of Java. Okay, so first let us look after the features of Java here. So let us move to the slide here. Okay, so now the features, nothing but the key features of Java here. Of course, as I mentioned, Sun Microsystem is renamed Oak to Java, and they released with the three editions, Java SE, EE and ME respectively, and it's nothing but the right ones, run anywhere, guaranteed it provide, and there are 12 features Java has. Okay, and it is first one is, as we almost discussed, what is object oriented, and it is again a platform independent, simple, secure, okay, and other architecture neutral, portable, robust, multi-threaded, interpreted, high performance, distributed and dynamic. Okay, so let us go after that one by one. Why object oriented? How you define a object oriented? Java is object oriented, fine, good. So how you say, how you define it's object oriented? Because it includes all OOPS concepts, like as in the notepad I mentioned, like it's written class, object, encapsulation, abstraction and polymorphism, all the concepts it includes, and it provides a reusability of code and extensibility to create a dynamic application. Okay, so in Java, the application which I was creating, okay, with the help of a class, I can reuse it and I can extend it for a dynamic application. Okay, so let us consider that it is a object, okay, oriented. Okay, so here let us see one by one. Its number one is object oriented. So how you define object oriented? It includes I put it in a short form. It includes all OOPS concepts. What are the OOPS concepts we are having? The other part I'll copy it and paste it over here. It includes all the OOPS concept. Okay, and okay, object, class, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and multi-threading. Okay, and the second part is it's object oriented is fine. It includes all the OOPS concept, and after that, it is providing a reusability of code, reusability of code, and extensibility to create dynamic application. So that's why we can say it's a object oriented. Okay, fine. And after that, so next feature, we will go to the next feature. So which is nothing but your we can say the simple. Java is simple. Why Java is simple here? Because it's compared to C++. That means if I want to say it is simple than this, so I have to say than only, like comparison we have to do. So Java is simple compared to the previous programming language, which is C++. Okay, it's simple than, we can say it's C++. Okay, and it most of the time it is omitting a confusing features. Okay, confusing features of like pointers, processors of C++, to avoid a error applications, to avoid creating error application and wasting a time. So Java is most of the time omitting the confusing concepts. Okay, so I written over here in the short form like avoid confusing features. Okay, it avoid or eliminate, you can say it avoid confusing features. Fine. And after that, so it's become, because it's simple. And third point we will see here, third feature, it's you can say it's distributed. Okay, so as you people are nowadays aware about distributed applications like that, that means what? Access to over network. Simple word, we can say it's access to over the network. Okay, so this is what the part. And of course it supports if you want to access over the network, then it's supposed to give the support to the protocols. Okay, so we are not focusing on protocols more here. So but anyway, I'll state it over here, like protocols we have a TCP, IP, UDP, FTP. Okay, that and if you are using a web application, HTTP protocol. And almost I mentioned that as a integration libraries, it supports JNDI, RMI, and JMS, that type. Okay, so it follows all the protocols and support all type of protocols here to become a distributed application. Okay, to create a distributed and dynamic application. And fourth, we will say it's robust application. Sorry, robust means what? It provides a runtime or a major causes of errors which we are having, and like memory mismanagement. Okay, so Java is a strong and typed language, we can say, because here the type checking is happening at both the compile time and runtime. So let us almost discuss about the compile time and runtime. What is it? Okay, while we are compiling and executing a program, I will explain you that. Just consider that here we can get a runtime error also. Here we can get a runtime errors, and memory may be mismanaged. Memory mismanaged. Okay, so to do this, actually to avoid this, Java, actually what is the Java is providing? The Java is actually another name of Java, you can say it's a strongly typed language. What is it? It's a strongly typed language. This strongly typed language means what? It's checking. That means the type checking means what? I'll tell you what is the type in Java. You can say data type or a type. Basically, if you want to store any numbers of data, any relate types of data, like numbers, it may be now string maybe, and you can say a float values and any other values like we can store. But all the values, if I want to run it in both compile time and runtime, whether I given a proper value or not, type checking is actually carried out both runtime and compile time. Okay, and there is a type compatibility problems also. To avoid that, we are using the 1 point robust, and second is to avoid memory mismanagement, it is using basically. So what I was doing here, so I removed this memory management from here, so it doesn't get runtime errors mostly because it is a strongly typed language, because runtime and compile time both the cases we are having a checking, type checking is there, and it uses to memory management problem. To avoid that, Java uses a automatic garbage collection. It uses automatic garbage collection. Okay, what is garbage collection and why automation? It's like to release the resource or a memories, okay, or preventing and managing the memory to avoid a mismanagement of your objects. So we are using a garbage collector. So in the short form I'm writing over here, it's like for preventing memory leaks. Okay, memory leaks. Okay, and next is like we will discuss about secure. What is secure? We have secure means almost we saw that it access over the network. Of course, in the networking environments, I want to main security problem will occur. So to if I use Java, that will be reduce or that will be avoided if I use a Java application or Java language to create a applications. Okay, so used in, that means secure means all important concern we can say, and ensures the user cannot access and modify data in memory. Okay, secure means ensures the user cannot access and modify data in memory. And the next feature we will see, which is the sixth feature, which is architecture neutral. So what do you mean by that architecture neutral? It's like the it compiles the source code and generate which is intermediate between source and native machine code. So it's like somewhere you people are confused with that in the very beginners. Okay, see, that means I created a application. Okay, so or any single simple source code I created, that source code first it needs to convert into the bytecode. Bytecode means what? Nothing but the 0 and 1 format. As you people are creating some LCM, HCM, like you are getting 0 and 1. Okay, so that type of that format is nothing but the byte format, which is understandable format of all machine language. Okay, and bytecode is here is what? My neutral, and it is no needed of that what type of system you are having, how many sized hard disk it has. It doesn't need or known about or don't want about the environment of your or architecture of your computer. Okay, so bytecode is neutral. Now this bytecode is converted by one of the main machine, which is a Java specific machine, which is Java virtual machine. It convert the bytecode into native code for the particular processor. Okay, see, so that means any code which I was written, source code you can say, that is converted into a bytecode. Okay, that bytecode is neutral. So we can make, simply we can explain bytecode is neutral. So now it is ready to what you can say, run on other application. And next is your portable. As I mentioned, bytecode is portable. Now you see related step will become depends upon the first point. Bytecode is neutral. So neutral bytecode means it can be run on anywhere. That means nothing but it write once run anywhere is the reason why it become portable. And next is your interpreter. We can say like interpreter is nothing but, as I mentioned, in architecture neutral, like bytecode is converted into a platform specific code and executes it. Okay, so who is interpreter? Interpreter is nothing but a Java interpreter. It converts the bytecode into platform specific code. It converts a bytecode into platform specific code. and executes it. Okay, and after that multi-threaded. What do you mean by multi-threading? Multi-threading means execute more than one task at the same time. Okay, it supports that also. Okay, and the 10th application is like high performance. So what do you mean by high performance? You see, it supports multi-threading, right? And it provide a interpreter, and it also has a compiler. Okay, so as we declared that it has this both the concept, okay, that compilation and your multi-threading it is supporting, so it provides a high performance. Okay, because it has a features like, it has features like, you can say multi-threading, and we can say JIT or a just-in-time compilation. So because of this feature, it is becoming a providing a high performance to me. Okay, if you have a just-in-time compilation means what? Just-in-time compilation is basically taking your code, matlab like whatever byte code, that byte code I want to convert it into basically like into a machine language. To do that, JIT compiler is helping me at the runtime. So because of this, my performance is actually improved here. And after that, we will see that dynamic, it provide a dynamic. Okay, so what is dynamic here? So dynamic means it designed to adapt ever changing environment. What do you mean by that? um, that means if I create an application, currently I am creating this application for what you can say small scale industry, or if you want to change it in the small scale middle scale industry or big scale industry. So in this case, okay, so you can use the same application for any type of industries. Okay, and or else this is one way by explaining with the example, and another way to loading required classes at runtime. That part also, loading required classes at required classes. Okay, by reducing overheads and improvements. Okay, reducing overheads means what? If I load all the classes which is not needed also, it takes lot of time to load and open, and that application it will not provide that much of good performance. Okay, so to do that classes by reducing overheads and improving performance, we are using Java. Okay, so you see here guys, so here what the two concepts we are talking about Java. What is Java? And all part we discuss here. What is Java? This programming and application and development environment. It's a deployment environment and integration libraries it provides. Okay, and why Java? So you are supposed to explain me about the features of Java. Okay, if someone is asking about why Java, so you first say this, and after that you're supposed to explain about Java is having a this much of features, this feature, because of this I need Java to be implemented, and you people have to compare it with the other programming language whether it has this much of features or not. Okay, then how I can compare it and see. Fine. So this is how we can say Java is a object oriented, and I hope one part we missed over here, like platform independent, I hope, right? So what is platform independent? Now after discussing this much of part, okay, so the main concept is platform independent. So we are keep on discussing about that bytecode and class code, right? Okay, to understand this platform independent, let us do one simple application. I'm opening a notepad over here. Okay, so here I'll tell you how to set a path and everything further. First let us create one class. Okay, I'm creating a class calculator here. I'll tell you each and everything what is this and what is that, but let us first explain me about the platform independent means what. Class calculator, and I have a method declared over here which contains a method, and this method I am writing to print something, system dot out dot println. So if anyone is don't like to put a hello, so what I was doing here, so I'm doing 2 into 6, okay, or 2 plus add I'm given na, so 2 plus 6 I want to print a 8 here, okay, so add. So now to compile this program or run this program, I need some main method. So to compile I don't need this, to come or run I need a main. So static void main, it's supposed to have a string array arguments. Okay, so now I'm creating an object of my class c equal to new. Don't confuse with that, this is a simple example, so I will explain you one by one. Okay, so let us just listen how it is first working to understand the platform independent. Okay, so now this is my source code. Okay, now I want to save the source code in the form of with a class name. Okay, so where I have to save, I will first select the path where I have to save. I'm saving it in my folder, like it's like calculator with an, you see that my class name and file name must be same, so it's calculator dot java. Okay, just save it, now it gets saved. Okay, so how to compile and run this program? Okay, how to compile and run this program. So because of which reason we are saying it's a platform independent. Now go to your command prompt, check whether the java path is set or not. Now you can see, okay, I almost set the java path. So once you set the java path properly, it shows this much of uh, files which is loaded over here, which is inside a compiler. Okay, these are the files inside a compiler. So let us see how to set a path over here. So now go to right click on my computer. Okay, go to properties. Here go to advanced system settings. Okay, and here you can see in advanced system setting you have a environment variables. Here in this system variables you can just put press P over here in your keyboard, it shows some path is given over here. Okay, some path is almost set, you don't want to disturb the other path which is set, you just want to put your own java path here. So here you can just click edit. Okay, see the path which I set is for java. Okay, so what I was doing, I'm really sorry. Okay, so I'm deleting this and I'm removing this, fine, that's it. And now see my path is not set over here. Let's see whether I'm able to now put a java c or not. By default, once you started with your application, your path is not by default set. Okay, so for that first you have to, now you see java is not a recognized or internal or external command. So to make your compiler to be set for the specific path, what you are supposed to do, go to your advanced system settings, here environment variables, and as I told you to don't create your own variable, just put a path in the java path and edit. Here after the semicolon keep a cursor, what is the path you are supposed to set, where I have to get the path. That path you will get it in the C folder, okay, program files, okay, Java, and you can say JDK and here bin. This path you can see people's, you are getting some more exe files and packaging files and images. Okay, this all the concepts is comes under your bin folder. So you have to copy this. Okay, just copy this from here to here, full path, copied it, just close it, and after the semicolon just put this. Okay, and click ok and ok, and finally okay, just put ok. Now close this command because it is not applied. Okay, so first again reopen the command prompt and now check whether your path is set or not. Okay, now it's set. Okay, okay, so in your system very beginning you are not getting this java jdk, this folder you will not get. From where you will get that? Okay, for that first you have to install a jdk. So I'll show you the some path where to install a jdk. In java everything is a open source. Okay, so you can add this point why java, why if you are saying why java, there you can added this information also, like Java is a open source. What do you mean by open source? That means the tools which they are providing is everything is free for that. So that is why it becomes open source. I'll tell you where to find and how to find a JDK. Okay. Just click, go to your google.com, and you have to see JDK 8 or JDK 1.8, whatever you want to download. I am simply click JDK here, so it will provide me the versions. Okay, so just for the JDK development kit, first you need to click on this development kit. JDK, the full form of JDK is Java Development Kit. Okay, for standard edition I need. Okay, I'll explain you what is standard edition, enterprise edition. Here you can see first you have to accept the agreements, and next you have to select which you have to download. So for a Windows, depends upon the 32 and 64 bit, you can select JDK 8 or something. Okay, so I was basically downloading this. Okay, and one more thing, if you want to download that, first you have to log in with the Oracle somewhere. Okay, sometime it is needed. So once you downloaded this, okay, after you install this, it is added in the C program files Java. In that JDK will be installed. Okay, so let us execute and see. Okay, what we are actually, I am creating a new notepad here. Okay, so let me open from here. Okay, so we can say prerequisite is to start Java programming. Prerequisites to start Java programming. First step, you have to install JDK latest versions. Number 2, set path. Okay. Number 3, check by entering the command javac. Okay. Number 4, do start doing Java. Fine. So these are the steps we are going to follow now. First, to do the Java programming, first we have to install a JDK any latest version. So now you people see, I almost downloaded it. I'm opening it and I'm installing it. Okay. So the process is going on. So let's wait for a second. Let me close it. Yes, now see, it's preparing to install. Now we can put next. And here also development source code and JRE everything. You can now see the installation path JVK C program file Java. It by default took this path, and next now it is installing on that path we are specifying. So you people almost see I installed a very beginning version here, like C programming files, and I have a Java here, and yes, we have a, I hope it's x86, yeah, and here I have a Java, and you can see now I'm installing a JDK 81. Okay, this path you can see it's JDK 1.8 version is installed over here. Installing, basically it's of 65, you can see 1.8 of 065 update. It's a 65th update of JDK. So by that meantime, let it complete. By that meantime, okay, so we almost set a path over here. Okay, so to run this program, first we need to set the path as I mentioned, and just find out the path where I was declaring that notepad, where I saved it. Basically it's a calculator.java. Let me check where I took it, and I made it in the D ashma, and inside that I put that. Okay. So go to here, just put my path. It's go to here first, that where you saved your application source code. Okay, and here, and I need to check which directory it's in. So first let me check in which directory. You can see in the ashma it's I have a calculator.java. So now write a path java c. Okay, to compile the program we are basically doing this. To compile the program is java c calculator dot java. Okay, so now you people can see it is creating calculator.java. That means if it is not saying anything and put into the next line the cursor, that means it is successfully compiled. Okay, so how I can find out whether it is compiled successfully or not, I need to see. Okay, for that just go to your D, and here you can see where I saved it. You can see if it is successfully compiled, it create what file? Class file. I'll open it and show it to you. See, it is writing something like something. It's like nothing but the byte format. Okay, so this class file which is in the byte format, now it is ready to run on different platform. So that's why we say Java is a platform independent. Okay, Java is a platform independent in the short form. Write once, run anywhere, because it creates crash file which is in class file. Class file is in which format, guys? It's in byte format, and in this byte format is understandable by all OS. What do you mean by that? OS, operating system, OS. So byte format which is understandable by all OS. So we can say Java is a platform independent. So totally we have 12 features. Okay, so to know this, that's why I created this application. Okay, now you people can see once it is doing, and after that it is asking you just put a next. It is now installing. Okay, before installing it is asking for this. Now it is installing and it will come to the finish screen. Okay, this is the way how we can do. So let us see that, and we discuss this part about which whatever you need for your first module, like why Java and what is Java and the features of Java. This features of Java takes more as it totally it is explaining and giving a credit to your Java, like why it is having uh, possible and how it is not possible. So this is almost surrounding with that features only. Okay, so this is all about your features. Okay, and the last part which we want to see here, it's like, okay, um, J2SC. What is J2SC? As I mentioned, Java 2 standard edition. using Java to standard edition. So what are the applications I can create? So I using Java to standard edition, I create, we can say like standalone and applet applications we can create using standard edition. Okay, standalone means what? Not dynamic. It's like desktop application. Standalone, the bracket I was writing for better understanding, desktop application on applet or Spring application I can create using standard. And Java to enterprise edition. Okay, Java to enterprise edition, using this I can create a server side and servlets. Okay, and that type of application. And in standalone application, in channel I can also create a client side. That means whatever application I'm using standard edition, that is a client side application. Okay, and Java to, it is like micro edition. Okay, basically before as you people are aware, before we are creating applications in Java, like a game application for a mobile. Okay, mobile application like before for the Nokia, you people are aware. So that application is created by using a micro edition only. So that they are using, like it's named as a midlets, or somewhere they are creating some wireless application also by using Java. So this is about your editions of Java. Okay, so and we discuss about what is object oriented, what is Java, okay, and why Java, features of Java, and editions of Java. So this is a basic and introduction about Java. Okay, so for the further detail, like further, I don't think so that for the first module so you need to know more than this, but one simple program let us do, and we'll complete this first module. Okay, so now for the first step, as I mentioned, to do the Java programming, first you need to install the JDK. The step is done now, so now you can just close it. So now you people can see where it is stored here. C, go to C, program files. I have a Java. Here you can see JDK 1.8 and bin. This path to be copied and save it in the, put it in the environment variables. Okay, so for that, let us go through the slides here. D, Ashma. Okay, so here I was opening this in the module 1. The one slide will actually explain you about how to set the path. Sorry. See, so how to setting up a path here? Right click on my computer, select properties, environment variables, and set the path. So here this second one we are actually following. The first one is actually if you want to change the path only for reading that, and after that it basically it only contains this. You want to change this path, this two, and this. So this is how we are setting the environment. Okay, so this notes you will get it in the concept. Okay, so you can again see this slide. I am showing it for 2 minutes. Okay, so to set the path of your JDK. Okay, so this is the path which we discussed. C, program file, Java, and JDK. So this is the way. Fine. Okay, so let us move to how to run the program. Okay, so how to create a program and run the, check by entering command Java C. So the using this Java C I can check whether this set or not, as I mentioned here. Okay, so we just again I'm closing it, I'm repeating that step. Just go to first, after setting the path, applied it and okay, and command.exe, and here check whether it is set or not, Java C, and here you can see the path will be set. Fine. So now the next step, what you are supposed to do, start doing Java programs. Okay, so now how to start doing a Java programs. Okay, so to do the program, first open notepad. I'm setting you the step here. First open notepad. Number 2, save file with either class name. That means this class name may be anything, like you can say now I made this as a calculator, and you people want to make it as any, like somewhere account or some any other name which you want to, which should be a reasonable name to be I understand that which application I'm creating here. So better give the proper and reasonable and good name over here to identify what application you are creating. That means say file with class name dot with the extension Java. Okay, in the any path. Okay, and after the third, so create class, create or source code, create class or source code here. So how to create a class first? Okay, the class will be created. To create source code, first we need to create class. So to create a class, I need a step, keyword, class keyword, and the name of a class. And class is a keyword and name of a class, what the name I want to give, and just open and close. This block is how to create a class. Okay, and second step, declare member of class. So now you people see I am going to declare a member of a class means my who is a member of my class. Okay, so in a calculator there may be a number buttons, right? That buttons is nothing but the number. So it will be in any format. It may be a decimal or it may be a whole number. Okay, so for that to declaring a member, if it is I am using a whole number, I am using int a comma b here. So what is int a here? Int a is nothing but a variable. So what is this? Variable. So I'm writing the comment over here. So like variable declaration. After the class declaration, we are declaring a member. In the member, one of the member is my variable and another one is your method declaration. Now you can see method declaration. Okay, so how to declare a method? Any return type or you can use void. Void means it's nothing but it's returning nothing. Okay, void is not written anything in does not return anything in Java. So void, and my method name may be like I'm writing add. Okay, and we are writing like this. Fine. And my see, now you can see the structure of this and this. Here we simply create a class. Here we create a member. There are two members, one is a variable, another one is a method. This member is declared inside my class, and after the third is do the implementation inside the method of class. So instead of saying method, you can say member method. Okay, so now you people see the same thing class. In here I am simply going to add a implementation. Okay, so what is the implementation inside the member method of a class? Here I just want to print a here. So system dot out dot println, and here I am simply printing a which I have it over here. So for variable declared I here, if I want to give the value of a, I can put equal to, which is the assignment operator. Equal to is nothing but the assignment operator, and there I was providing a value 10 over here. So now once I execute this program will provide me the output 10 over here. Okay, so now you can see. So now go to the just follow the step. First create a open a notepad. There we create a save the class with the name of a class. Okay, so and here it's not a matter whether it is how it is looking. Okay, and let us move to over here. and after that save it with the calculator.java. And after doing changes, just do the save again and again, because it will not provide any automatic saving is not there. Okay, so whatever changes you did, you just have to save it again and again. Okay, here why I was doing this, because it basically shows the proper, after do the changes I do the editing. So file, I provide save here. Okay, and go to here. Now after saving this, keep it open, not a problem, and go to your command prompt. And here, as I mentioned, almost we checked that. Now set the path where you saved the file. So it's my path is like here D, and here inside this I have a file calculator. So I was changing this to here, and here we are passing that Java C. Okay, what is my file name? It's like calculator dot java. So now you can see after successful execution, it shows the create a class file over here. Then next, to execute a program, we are simply writing a Java and the name of your class. Okay, it's like calculator. So now you can see there is some problem is there. It's like it doesn't contain any main method. Okay, so this is what I was trying to explain you. So to compile the program, here in simply here only I'm writing a concept. To compile the program, there is no need of main method. Okay, so you people see here, concentrate on here. So to compile, that means here using Java C, I was basically compiling the program. It doesn't create any problem. Once I was trying to execute this program, it shows a problem here. Okay, for that, what it is actually looking for, it is looking for a main method. So what I was supposed to do, I simply provide a main method for him. How to declare a main method? It should be public, and this is the keyword static. We will discuss about this each and every word in one-on-one classes. Okay, so just understand, it's a main method should be declared in this way by default, and it's supposed to have a string arguments. And here now the main method is done. I'm saving it. Okay, and again I was trying to compile and run this program. Now you can see it is compiled and executed successfully, but it doesn't print anything. But what is my expected output here? It's supposed to print a 10 to me over here right now. So S out is actually printing something in the console screen. So it's supposed to print a 10 for me, but it is not printing anything, because you see the main method, there is nothing I written. Okay, so to compile, it's compiled and keep, but to do any execution, you want to, whatever task you want to execute, that should be written inside a main method. So how, what is supposed to be do in the main method? I was supposed to call my add method over here. For that, first I need to create an object of my class. What is the name of my class? It's calculator. I was writing calc is equal to new, and again I was providing calculator, and here I was creating something. This is the way how we have to create a, now we will discuss about this later, about new is what and calculator is what, but this is how to create a object. Create object of class in this way. About then, who is object here? This calc is object over here. So we are creating an object of this class, and this part to allocating the memory of a class. Okay, this calculator, which is another again the name of a class, but you have to put a open and close bracket. In any programming languages, this open and close bracket is not like simply they are writing for any what you can say, like procedure simply, and you just need to open and close. It's like it's allocating some memory over here. Here it is allocating or constructing the memory of a class. Because of this, it is allocating the memory of the class. Okay, so what is this, and that part we will see later. and calci dot we have to write add. That method is not taking any parameter. Here also you can see, here I put it empty, so that means it's not like that, it's empty. Having what are the logic inside I'm written, that is stored over here. Same way, this, if I was doing this class, all the members of the class is stored inside this, the memory is allocated in this particular line only. If I write new calculator, there it is doing that, and cancel dot add. Understand this? Okay. And now do this, you just save this program again and go to your command prompt. Whenever you do any changes, first save it and recompile it and just run the program. Okay. So now compile is successful and now you can say it provided 10. This is what my expected output. So this is the simple way to create a program in any notepad or NetBeans or Eclipse. Okay. So for by the next class we will see about NetBeans also, but very beginning better do your practice on the notepad. To understand the keywords and everything, better go for the notepads. Okay. So now, okay, so let us do the recap. What are the concepts we did? We explain, we discuss about object oriented, we discuss about what is Java, why Java, and features of Java, and finally we saw the edition of Java, about Java. And after that we saw that prerequisite of start a Java programming. First you have to install a JDK and we have to set a path. For set a path, please refer the video. In the video I show this, so please refer slide I showed in video. Okay. Okay. So that video I'll almost pass it for a 2 to 3 seconds. Just show it and note it down, and check, and almost I show the steps also. So please note it down and just check whether that compiler is set, the path is set or not, by entering a command Java C. Okay, Java C you have to enter and check and start doing Java programming. For doing Java programming, what is the step? Open Notepad, save file and create a source code, and after that do the implementation. Okay, so this is how we are supposed to do the Java programming. Okay. So okay, so for today, and for today we will stop over here. For that, this is all about your module 1. Okay, so by the next class we will discuss about class objects and other some keywords, and about some loops, and then all the other concepts we will see further. But in the second module we will mostly discussing about the class objects and further constructs basically. Okay, so and thank you for listening. And thank you, and I'll at the end I was basically putting an assignment for you, so please go through the assignment and try to solve it. Okay, if you have any issues you can further discuss with the next class. Thank you.